So I didn't want to make this video, but I saw something like happening here in natural gas trade. So I wanted to talk about the importance of trend line again. So how important is a trend line, and how that helps you decide whether to enter the trade or to exit the trade. So if you could see, in my previous video I was talking about the downtrend over here, and I also gave an example like how people take reverse trade when they see there is a divergence, or maybe the break in the trend, the the price of the particular instrument trading below the trend line. So here in this case there was a spike when the particular price of the instrument came, the natural gas here came below the trend line. There was a spike in the price from here, and it went to the top of the trend line. Similarly, right over here, you see there I have drawn another trend line over here. So again, that this is something you need to identify. Okay, like how exactly you're going to draw the trend line. So I mentioned like over here, like if you see it, it is coming down the trend line. So they, again there is a buying over here happening, and it has again moved to the up to top of the trend line over here. And here is another trend line formation here, exactly at 8:30 Indian time. So right now, if you see, it tried to consolidate here to this broader trend line, and then from there it is trying to move to this trend line. Okay, so it's like moving from trend line to trend line. So here there is a downtrend, and here there is consolidation. Now it is again going upside. It's uptrend right now. And then again, this uptrend, how the question might come over here, like to what extent can you say like uptrend is going to continue for a long time. So if you see, the uptrend is also having like two parallel lines. Okay, so again that depends like how good are you at identifying trend lines. If you're good at identifying trend lines, then you can easily like figure out the max and mean of the trend line. So this is the max and this is the mean. So it is very likely trying to reach this pivot, that is 384.2. So this is trying to reach around these levels, around this level. So if you see here, there are rejections happening around these levels. So it is trying to somewhat settle around these levels. This is a level, 384. Right now it is, the price is 381.8, but what I could see, it is trying to reach 384. Then we might see like a change in the trend, or maybe or the trend may continue if it is kind of sustaining those levels. Okay, so the next target for natural gas is approximately 384.2. Okay, so that's about trend line, like how you use trend line to analyze certain trades, or when to buy, when to exit. So these are the things like you will be able to understand once you have the idea of trend line. Again, to identify the trend line, it's actually the most difficult thing, because right now if I wouldn't have drawn these particular lines, I wouldn't be able to identify the max and mean of the trend line. So to be able to identify the max and mean of any trend line, you should be able to draw the lines first. Okay, so that's actually a difficult thing. It's not like everyone can will be able to do that without having proper, like it needs a lot of experience. If you have a lot of experience, then you should be able to draw that, yeah, the max and mean of any trend line, from where exactly it starts and where exactly it stops. So that's all for the part 2 of the significance of trend line in any in commodity trading. And again, another thing, so trend lines mostly are successful in indexes or in commodities, but they can be applied to equity market. So that is also one thing. So if you look into any of the like equities, you may not be able to find so clean trend line. It's a clean trend line. It's a downtrend, it's an uptrend, it's a clean trend line. But in equities you won't see that happening. Like I didn't see that happening anytime, like clean picture, like you should be that you'll be able to draw a trend line that clean. Like, see, here the fall has been very clean. Okay, it has followed the trend line here. Again, it has followed the trend line here. But in case of equities, right, you don't get to see that. Honestly, I didn't see that ever. So I don't trust trend lines in equity, but in indexes, in Nifty, in Bank Nifty, in Sensex, yeah, to certain degree they align to the trend line, those trades. And in commodities, definitely. In crude oil, I would say that there isn't a trend line. Crude oil, because crude oil is subject to a lot of it's very volatile. Natural is also volatile, but lesser than crude oil. So as I mentioned, like here, it is trying to hit this target, that is 384, and see, it is very nearby right now. Yeah, it is likely to hit this target, and if it sustains that particular level, 384, if it sustains, then it will try to move towards probably these levels, 387. Yeah. So that's all for this video. Again, the disclaimer at the end of this video, that this all these videos are meant for only education and purpose. I'm trying to teach you how to understand, how to analyze trend lines in this video. I'm not a savvy register analyst or advisor. None of these teachings should are meant to be used for any trading. This is only for education purpose again. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Hope you are having a great time, and good night.